So today we'll be discussing about the polysaccharide. So important polysaccharide that we'll be discussing today. I've already drawn the structure actually to save some time because this is actually very similar to the bonding in the disaccharides that we have just seen. So the important polysaccharides, we have cellulose, we have starch, and then we have glycogen. These three we'll be discussing because it is important from the academic point of view. So I'll start my discussion with the starch. Okay, so what happens in starch is a starch is made up of like two polymers, you can say. They're combined together and their percentage are present in a certain quantity, like it is made up of amylose and amylopectin. So this is the structure of amylose. It is made up of alpha D glucose molecule that we have seen earlier, and amylopectin is also made up of alpha D glucose molecule, of course, that we have seen earlier. The main difference between them is that over here we just have 1,4 chaining happens in the case of amylose, and in amylopectin, other than 1,4 linkage, we also have 1 and carbon number 6 linking together for the branching. So there is a chaining as well as branching that happens in what? Amylopectin. So around 15 to 20% quantity is present of amylose, and the remaining percent, around 80-85%, is present for the amylopectin. Second difference is this amylose is water soluble, amylopectin is non-water soluble, and they are made up of what? The same monomer of alpha D glucose. Okay, so 1,4 chaining. Other than 1,4, we have what? 1,6 branching in amylopectin. And okay, and starch is, of course, it is present like in most of the plants, and we depend on plants to have starch because we can digest starch, right, in our body. So from plant we have starch and we digest it in our body. That is it, right? It is one of the most abundant dietary form which we take from plant. Now, like one more structure I think I can discuss with you, that is the structure of glycogen. So glycogen is basically known as what? The animal starch. Why we call it animal starch? Sorry, why we call it animal starch? Because glycogen is mostly like amylopectin only, but the branching is much more extensive. In glycogen, the branching is much more compared to amylopectin. Otherwise, the structure is same for glycogen, and it is of course known as what? The animal starch, because we store in our body these molecules as what? The glycogen, and of course they're like required for the energy formation. So glycogen converts into glucose in the presence of certain enzymes, and then there's a like whole different set of reactions happens for the digestion that is actually subject more close to biology. So we'll be discussing it someday, but under the bio section. Okay, and now we have cellulose over here. In cellulose, first of all, it is made up of beta D glucose molecule. It is made up of beta D glucose molecule. These are made up of alpha D glucose. This is made up of beta D glucose, and the link is between what? The carbon number 4 and carbon number 1. So carbon number 4 and 1, these links is known as what? The beta links. I think I missed one term over here. These are known as what? The alpha links. So alpha links are present in amylose and amylopectin everywhere. And in this we have what? Beta link. So 1 and 4 link is beta link. 1, 4 and 1, 6 is known as what? The alpha links. Right? So this is the normal glycosidic bond only, just to differentiate it. If it is between 1, 4 and 1, 6, we call it alpha links. And if it is between 4 and 1 over here, in beta D glucose, we call it what? The beta links. And cellulose, of course, it is most abundant form present in the plant, and it is exclusive to the plant. The point is that we cannot digest cellulose, at least as a human being. So, but yes, certain animals can, like cattle can. They have this rumen. Inside the rumen, they have the certain enzymes to digest cellulose, but we cannot process cellulose, and it is exclusively present to the what? The plant kingdom. Most of their cell wall is made up of cellulose, right? And that is it. I think that is enough for this discussion. And glycogen is, of course, like it is present in our muscles and brains, and certain yeast and fungi also actually have glycogen as their energy source. So I think now we are done with the entire monosaccharides, disaccharides, and trisaccharides. So this is like pretty big topic. In this, the most important, if you understand the structure of glucose and fructose molecules, like from the basic, from the chain structure to the ring structure, then the other part is like quite easy. It is just about the linkage, and the linkage is pretty simple. It is a normal glycosidic bond. There are two OH molecule, one water get removed, and then via O they get attached. So that is nothing but the simple glycosidic linkages. Okay, thank you.